story.
Hi! How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. I'm just really blessed to be here with you.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I feel the absolute same way. We have a beautiful guest on this week sharing inspiration from the mind, from the heart to all of us. And I cannot wait to have you, meet today's guest. So I'm gonna have you introduce yourself.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Pauline Jean, and I'm so happy to be here with Alia today. And it's just wonderful, again, sharing and being inspirational and just really being in the moment of positivity, which is some things that we need right now. So I'm a vocalist from New York City, a musician, an artist, a creative soul. And so I'm really happy to be here on this platform this morning.
Thank you. I'm so happy. I love, that creative energy flows through me all the time. So from one creative to another, like I just love expressing and being able to create, right? It's
Yes.
such a beautiful thing. It can be frustrating, but it's really beautiful when you land in something you're so proud of.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And how long have you been a vocalist
Oh
for?
my gosh. Well, since I was a little baby, but I just been singing. But I really took it seriously a couple of like around 2007 when I went to Berklee College of Music, and I've never looked back since then.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Think all this that you learned from that. And so I would assume I don't know, the musical industry. I wish I could sing and create and play guitar and all these beautiful things.
You
Um,
create your own career.
never say never, right? But it's a tough industry to be in, right? It's a tough, so I'm sure like there's been moments of like
Oh,
confusion
absolutely.
or
I
yeah.
think, if you're creative, I think just being in that space, you're already courageous
Mhm.
because you're taking a step away from the norm.
Yes.
So kudos to all the creatives.
Yeah.
But like anything in life, there's going to always be up and downs. And I always feel like, we have to have blinders on and just be focused on ourselves, on what we're doing as opposed to what everybody else is doing. Because when you're so busy looking at everybody else, you can't go to that mountain, even if you're taking a step at a time. Because as you're climbing, it's a slow process. But as you're doing it, you don't realize you're moving and until you're on top of that mountain. But if we're too busy looking around, we can't move. We don't move.
No, it's so true. And I love that it's a mountain because there's a mountain can be very challenging, and that's life,
Exactly.
all of life, no matter what industry or what, point in your life you're at, right?
Exactly.
So beautiful. So we're East Coast, Philly and New York in the house here. I love it. I love it. Yes. And so now I cannot wait for you to share what is your 2-word story?
Okay, my 2-word story is just bloom.
I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful. Okay, so let's hear why. Why these 2 words?
Well, I think no matter where you're planted, you just have to bloom. And sometimes it just dealing with the soil, dealing with things in our lives that we have to plow through and we have to uproot, unearth to rediscover because it's just about, there are a lot of weeds in life. There was the up and downs, the weeds, but it's how we unearth things so that we're planted so that we can blossom.
Absolutely.
I remember having one of my mentors, my voice teacher, a mentor, and he was like, and I felt like I was late, I was behind the curve, like I'm always a late bloomer in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what, but Pauline, it doesn't matter if you're a late bloomer because you know what, you have to blossom and you will blossom, and guess what, you'll be holding up the fragrance.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And
So
all things beautiful take time.
all things beautiful take time. And while other people have blossomed, their time comes and goes.
Right.
And they're just, then you come out and you blossom and you sent out the fragrance in the air.
Right.
So I'm like saying, I'm encouraging everyone, do not feel as if, it's too late because as long as you have breath, in your lungs and you see another day above ground, you have a chance to do it again, and you have a chance to actually live and rediscover who you are, your life. And it's just brave steps, but you can do it. We
I,
all can.
it's so perfect, and exactly what we all need to be reminded of is I'm very much I'm big into feeling grounded, and I've learned the importance of that. And in order to bloom, it all kind of ties together. Like when you mentioned the soil, imagining that if you feel grounded and you're not feeling those elements of fear or anxiety, or right, when you're grounded, you're calm, you're in the present moment, and you're able to bloom in that feeling of being grounded. So like just trusting the earth and the soil, and the weeds growing around you are there for their lessons to be learned. And the weeds are beautiful just as you're beautiful blooming in what you're doing in your life. So it's such a powerful mantra, because I always remind, those that are in the mindset community here, that the mantra's there and you grab a hold of it when you need it, right? And it's like, check in with yourself often. And if you're feeling unsteady or you're not feeling grounded, just bloom, just bloom. Like, where am I not blooming in my life right now? Where do I not feel in bloom? It's like this beautiful way to keep it simple, but yet there's such a story underneath it. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, I loved your other example. Like we were chatting before we hit record, and like all of your mantras, you had a few different ones, and you're like,
Right.
well, not sure where to land, but like this just bloom ties all of them together too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just think it's important, the seeds that we plant,
Yes. Yeah.
because we can plant a lot of seeds that can turn into weeds.
Yes.
And a lot of these weeds, although they're good for us to learn lessons, but they need to be uprooted for us to actually flourish.
Oh yes.
Because you can plant seeds of doubt, seeds of fear,
Yeah.
seeds of hatred,
Oh.
seeds that will choke the life out of you.
Mhm.
And so we need to substitute or change the seeds of love
Mhm.
and peace, and like you said, being planted and grounded, and just to be able to acceptance and tolerance, and
Mhm.
understanding that as human beings, we will fall, we will get back up, we will have good days and bad days, but wherever your feet is planted,
Mhm.
based on the seeds that you've planted, is how you will grow.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Like seeing this beautiful garden, around you. And like you said, I love that example of being able to pull the weed, seeing that those get planted without us, even our subconscious mind, our, other people's energies plant seeds that we don't even realize getting
Exactly.
planted. So like taking care of your garden so you can just bloom, like
Exactly.
so rich and powerful. It's
Wow, it's true. And
yeah.
again, it's like it doesn't matter where you are, especially around this time of this COVID situation. And a lot of us are inside and we're cooped up, and a lot of negative things are creeping. But I saw one of your mantras, and it's like the divine, like it's
Find order.
divine order.
Mhm.
And I have another mantra with respect to divine order: divinely delayed, because
Oh, that's so true.
everything everything takes time. And so when you feel as if things are not happening for you, I always be like, okay, okay, I want this right away, but okay, God, you're not giving this to me right away, so I'm divinely delayed. It's divinely delayed, because I know when I get whatever the blessing that you're going to get, it's going to be more than I can ever think or imagine.
Yes. That's so beautiful. And like on topic to something that I've been on meditation for is trust, and divine order ties into that. So divinely delayed, yes, you're delayed for a reason, because your soul's going to land where it needs to land at the right time.
Exactly.
Patience and trust allow you to just bloom.
And trust when you can't trace. That's faith.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You
And these nuggets of information, you guys, though, thank you who pressed play and took this in and is watching this. Like, you're hearing this for a reason. Like, take in these important thoughts under just bloom, right? This is this beautiful mantra from our beautiful Pauline. And I loved your example of like you can tell that the journey you've been on, you've needed to just trust and you've doubted because you're a late bloomer, you know, and this just bloom is like a beautiful reminder that you're blooming in the exact time that you need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so, thank you so much for sharing with all of us.
Oh no, thank you. It's true. It's like, you know, hold on to those dreams. Continue to be inspired. Continue to embrace life, both the good and the bad. It's because it's like the weeds give us character
They
and
do.
how we deal with, yes, because again, there's always pressure in terms of seeds growing, right? So you have rain,
Yeah,
you have the sun, you have the seed is the vines or the weeds, everything's breaking through a seed.
yeah,
So imagine the pressure that goes in,
right,
even just to create a diamond, a beautiful diamond, you got to kind of blow it up.
right.
So it's like, you know, nothing worth having or worth just being, it's not easy. There's always a rebirth that takes place. There's always something that you have to go through in order for you to appreciate what you went through, knowing that you have grown because of this. And it's all about the growth process. So, you know,
Agree.
I just think
And
that, you know,
blooming is growing
blooming is growing, is flourishing. It's
all
it's
the
it's
time,
everything. It's
all the
everything.
time.
And
Oh,
no matter what, no matter what. So hold on, my brothers and my sisters out there.
that,
You guys are, you know, we're gonna be all right. And in this time with this COVID, it's affecting the whole world.
yeah,
So just, you know, within this darkness, always, like you said, white light, always embrace that light, and that we all have, that we are all born with, and that we have to just tap into, because that's who we are as spiritual beings.
agreed. It's just like that is the most beautiful way that you could ever have us part from the
Yes.
recording. And I love every single word that you shared. There's so much strength. Like, you know, imagine, you guys imagine your garden and where are you plant, what seeds are planted right now and where do you need to just bloom, you
Yeah.
know? And thank you so much. Like this, I needed to hear this as well. So
Oh,
thank you
thank
for
you.
coming on. And we're sending everyone lots of love. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.